Hey guys, I guess I'm live right now, which is pretty cool. And so, I'll just wait for people to show up. I was, like 2 hours later than I would like to be, you know? AJ, man, I'm so glad that you're here, man. I put out like a notice, right, to let you guys know that I had something to do that I had to finish up before I came on, and I have a really good friend that I was consoling, and she's great. So um, I just feel good to be able to be, to be one of those people that can do that. And oh yeah, hey Alex, my man, and what's up, Camo? And so it's like, it feels good, man, to be out here on a Saturday, man. It maybe is 2 hours later than I want it to be, but you know what, man? Everybody's up right now, and we're all enjoying this beautiful weather outside. They had us like totally scared of like what, like this global warming and all this other stuff, right? And I'm sure they're gonna put like a post underneath that says something about global warming being like automatically true. And I thought about like this, coming up with like a character, right? I know that none of this is really funny, right? But having a character like an opposite guy, right? And just, talk in a different voice and have him just recommend all the stuff that the mainstream would recommend. Like, oh yeah, go out and get your medicine and get that shot. like don't worry about your health or your immune system. Just eat burgers and eat sugar and go get your vaccine. Don't eat any fruit or vegetables. Because that's kind of like what they want us to do is to like promote this thing, right? Well, if we have like an Oppo guy or we'll call him mainstream Marty or something like that. Maybe I won't talk exactly like in that voice. Maybe it'll be a different voice. But I think that would be fun. Or just even have somebody on that can be that character. You know, or even if it's like a energetic female. Like a mainstream Mary or something. And I think that that would be fun, even though it's not like I get it, right? It's not funny, right? But this is where we're at, man. It's either that, right? Either we have Oppo guy or mainstream Mary or mainstream Marty, or or we're self censoring, right? So I don't know. Like, is it better to have a person that's just parroting what it says on the news and just know that anything that that character says, do the opposite of, right? Or whatever. But it is just crazy, huh? Hey, AJM. Oh, that's my best internet friend. I've known AJM for a lot of years now. Man, it's just so good to have like this tight little group right here, man, because like we are uh it's a narrow road that we're on, right? And we're really like refining you know what what we are, and like I know how, like I've done this long enough, right, to know what things to talk about to get bigger crowds. I do. I know enough about demographics and marketing the channel and everything, because I've had to do that to get it to grow and all that stuff, right? To invite people on the show that maybe have a different spiritual view than us, right? And I still don't mind doing that, right? To have somebody come on and at least say where they're at or whatever, even in an attempt to help them, right? Um, but uh, I know what we can do, right, to increase the numbers here, right? But what it is right, um, if we increase the numbers, right, and there's like 30 or 40 in this chat, right, then it's going to be a weaker group, where if we keep this whittled down to like a lean, mean 10 or 12 or 13 or whatever, these are going to be some strong people that you can call and depend on if you're having problems. And if you really need some advice or you really need, like, uh, any kind of idea or whatever to get through or over a problem, these are going to be the people that are going to help you. These are the real people, right? Not saying that anybody's better than anybody else out there, right? But when you speak the truth, right, everyone will leave, right, except for the people that are on track, right? And it's like I remember being in churches right before I knew that churches were just, basically controlled opposition for the devil, basically. I mean, I hate to say it like that. There are some good churches out there, I'm sure, right? But I'm in California, right? So few and far between, right? And so I'll say this, right? Like, um, I'll say this, right? Whenever I would hear a pastor preaching, right, about oh, TV is evil and we need to stop watching TV and stuff, right? That was like honey to my ears, honey to my ears. And I would be clapping and being like, preach, preach, baby, say it, right? And I would see everyone else grumbling, ooh, because they want to watch TV. That's what they want. Hey, Susan, welcome. Hey, Tony. That's the first time I've seen Susan here in a little bit. Yeah, you're right. It's like 99% of the churches today, right, are like, well, number one, right, they, get tax breaks, right? So they have to follow certain rules, certain laws, right? Like they're not allowed to speak up in political matters, right? And they're not allowed to preach against certain things, right? In order to get their tax exemption. But in reality, right, like I would rather pay taxes, right, and be able to say what I want than to not pay taxes or whatever, and then have them control what I'm saying, right? I don't see. I don't see um, how you can possibly represent God that way. I'm sure some churches do. They figure it out. They want to start a church. They figure that's the way you got to do it, and they get a 501c3 and they really have a good heart for God. But like people like us that are truthers, we can tell when people are being authentic with us, right? And so if someone's being authentic, right, we will know. It's not like I need to like uh, preach against certain places. Like this group especially will know if someone's trying to lie. So especially Tony, I see Tony in the chat, right? He'll know right away if somebody's trying to lie or be a deceiver, right? And so like, but I'm starting to get the feeling that like the majority of churches are like that, and if you look at like what gets promoted in this world, right? What kind of pastors get promoted? None of those pastors, right, are preaching a life-saving message about Jesus Christ on the cross, right? They're preaching about like your best life now. Um, we can make this place better, or we need to be more prosperous, right? And yeah, that's great, right? Yes, of course, you don't want to give up, right? You still try, right? Of course, I want to make this place as good as possible. I want to affect the area that I'm in to the best of my ability all the time, right? That doesn't change no matter how I feel, right? Because I know that doing is all that God wants from me, right? And so, yes, prosperity is a lie, right? It's all a lie. Everything on television is a lie. And that's what's crazy, right? I mean, okay, so maybe not 100% of everything is a lie on TV, but, you're better off to turn it off. That's where the majority of your lies are going to come from. And, and it's, yeah, and it's, what is it? Oh, yeah, this is a stop off for greater yeah, I mean, we are going to there is a place made for us it's a kingdom, right? And we're divine creatures, right? And Jesus even said, "Very few of us will find the path," which means that it is harder than you think to get somebody to say, "Okay, I accept Jesus as my Lord and Savior." It's hard to get somebody to do that. And I'm going to give you an idea of how hard that is, right? And of course, God saves everybody. I don't save anybody, right? But God saves everybody, and God produces the new believer. But in the 2 years that we've been doing this, right? When Tom and I started this channel, um, we have gotten well, one person has gotten saved that I'm sure of, right? And we don't know about anybody else, right? Maybe some seeds are planted or whatever. Who knows? But one in 2 years, right? And we've been open to having a lot of people come here. In fact, there's some chats of non-Christians, right, where I've pulled a lot of fruit, a lot of good people out of their chats, right, and brought them here. And trust me, man, like there's been some chats that have had some good open-minded people willing to know about God, right? And you never know how you affect people. Maybe we planted a seed, and then maybe they did get saved later. But your goal always, right? And this is what's crazy for me, right? Is even God says when you're sowing the seed, right? When you're throwing the seed out there, right? And it's just not deep enough, right? It'll grow up fast, right? But the sun will scorch it, and it doesn't have good roots, right? And so I'm trying to grow up all these little flowers, right? And what I really need to do is plant seeds in deep soil, right? Give little seeds to very open-minded people, right? And then let God water it, right? And because that's what God does, right? And anytime I think about trying to take away, not take away what God does, of course, I never intend to do that, right? But sometimes we want to help people to the point where we're trying to do God's work, instead of letting God do what He does and us doing what we're supposed to do. And my eyes get real big when I see somebody that's ready to hear me, because it makes me want them to. Hey, Hannah! Oh my God, it's late for you. I mean, it's got to be like what, 2 or 3 in the morning, and man, I'm really happy that you made it here. You know, what a blessing, because Hannah's in Australia, and so it's very, very late there. And citrus season, yeah. I mean, it's crazy. We want to help people. We want when we see somebody that's open minded, we want to like get them all saved in one day and teach them all the truth and and all that stuff, right? And that's not. Here, Susan, I'm going to give you a blue wrench there, so that way, no one could ban you or anything. And so, like, I like to have everybody have a wrench, so that way they can say what they want to say, even if it's against what I'm saying, right? And not have people, get angry and, put them out. And I used to, I would like to have like a rule, right? It's like, okay, well, talk as much crap as you want in there. Just don't talk crap about me. But is that realistic? Is that you should have a blue wrench? I wonder why it didn't pop up. Do it again. I think it should be good now. Let's see here. Add my. Okay, okay, okay. Now I got you. Now I got you. Yeah, you should be good now. Sorry about that. And I don't want you to be sad about your chat ethnicity. Somebody said that to me over in Tony's chat like a long time ago. It was probably like a year ago. I think it was like Vinny or one of the guys. I forget. Maybe it was Rye guy. I'm not sure. But I was like all regular color, and everyone else was blue. And he said, Stephen, just get comfortable with your chat ethnicity. How come AJM doesn't have a blue thing? I'm sorry, AJ. Did you like? How did you get rid of it? How did that happen? How did? How did you lose your wrench, AJ? Can you give it up on your own? I don't know how that even happened, but you should have it back. But anyway, I'm not even sure how this all works with the wrenches. I mean, like I see like chats where like they don't give out wrenches like very often or whatever. It's just like they sprinkle them in there, and it's like some kind of like trinket, some kind of like reward or something, but they don't say that I have like an amount of riches that I could give out. Once I know you, and I see that like you're all right, then I don't mind. Everybody can earn it in one day. But hey, how you doing, Spirit Walker? What's going on with you? Yeah, just another day. Happy about Jesus. Happy about where we're at. Happy about the Holy Spirit. Happy about our Father in heaven. And I love that God makes it simple. That God is not the author of confusion. Um, God doesn't make it to where we got to piece together all this stuff. Yeah, okay, in the world, that's how the world works. But God is not the author of confusion. It's simple with God. Everything is simple. God knew exactly what was going to survive and what was going to be here all the way to the end of time, right? He knew that, right? And yes, yes, absolutely. We all need help getting to heaven, right? And I was trying to like really talk about that yesterday, as far as us judging the lost. Yeah, there is a way, right? There are rules, right, that God has put out there for how to act, right? And all those rules really are there to benefit us, right? Because it's good for us. It's there to help me, right? And yeah, there is a certain way that we should act, right? But when we see people acting outside of that, right? It's not our job. It's not our job to judge them, right? It's our job to kind of leave the door open for them to come and get saved, or to come and be a part of what we're doing, right? Because God had forgiven us, right, of what we have done, right? We're outside of that too. And if you miss by a little bit, or if you miss by a lot, right, you're still missing, right? You still need help from Jesus to get into heaven, right? And so, like, yeah, while we don't want to let evil people in our chat, right, that are going to say evil things, right, and be like, you know, and say horrific, vile stuff. Um, at the same time, right, we don't want to be like super judgmental to people that might want to come here and vent, and then maybe they'll be okay if we show them, hey, it's okay. We're glad you're here. And we want you to be a part of this, because really our only you know our only motivation is to for them to save their life. I gave you a wrench there, Spirit Walker. And so like we're at the point now where I want people to know that, like, you could get a life-saving message here. We're going to tell you the truth, right? And yeah, it's going to hurt, right? Because there might be things in your lifestyle or whatever that you're doing that feel right to you, right? And I want you to be who you are. I want you to be happy. And I'm totally glad that God respects your human dignity and allows you to choose, right, what you want to do, right? But it is kind of my responsibility, right, knowing the truth, right, to pass that on to you, right? Like, hey, this is really the way it is. And you can choose what you want to do, and I'll support that. But, if we get to a point, right, you know, where we're just widening that road, right, just to let more and more and more people in, right, we're going to get a lot of people who are going to get offended very easily when we start saying the truth. And those are people that are not only going to leave, right, when you start preaching the truth, but they're going to take some of us with them. That's basically what they want. And so if we are like pretty narrow here, right, not judgmental, but narrow with our own behavior, narrow with how we act, right? Then people are going to come in one at a time. You know, people are going to come in one at a time, and that's how you want to grow, right? And it's going to be another strong person and another strong person, and we could work with these people, right? And get them stronger and get us stronger, right? I need to be stronger every day. Trust me, I'm just a baby in this, right? Like, uh, I'd say that I've been a Christian for, 15 years plus, right? But in reality, it was really only the last four, maybe 5 years, right? That I've known for sure in my heart that God was real, right? And so I've been dedicating my life to the Lord for the last, few years. Yeah, right? But that's not a long time, right? I mean, I've read the Bible one time all the way through, and of course, I've read a lot of the New Testament books 30, 20 or 30 times, sure, right? I don't know it all by heart, but scripture pops in my head when I need it, And so, I'm doing well, I think, as far as like, having motivation to learn, right? But I'm just a baby in all this, right? Some of you guys know so much more than I do, right? And I count on you to strengthen me because I'm going to make mistakes all the time. And this is what I'd like for you is if I'm saying something, right, that's really kind of a mistake, I would like you to let me know, like, hey, Steve, you said this the other day, and I think that it's going to, lead people this way or that way. And you know we're going to edify each other, we're going to sharpen each other up. There's 14 people in the chat, and I guarantee you these people in this chat are people you can count on. And I kind of got that idea from when I was over watching, when I first started watching Tony. you know um, sure, yeah, you might want to say that, he he's a little aggressive or whatever, right? But he has a purpose too, right? He exposes evil is not an easy thing, right? But when his channel went down, right, that group in there was so tight that it's a group that would do anything for each other, right? And while there might have only been 100 and something subscribers over there was 30 strong people in that chat. And so that's yeah. Hey Tony, I'm glad that you're here to hear that. But and so I learned that from you, that it's better to have 14 real people in the chat, right? Than to have, 30 or 40 people that aren't committed, right? That aren't committed to getting better or helping each other, right? Because how is it going to help me, right? If I'm saying, okay, well, you know, yeah, sure, I want people to be able to come in here and listen about God, but I'll tell you what, as soon as I start telling the truth, right, these people leave. They do. It's crazy. Oh, I'm still happy that Hannah's here, man. Oh, because I know how hard it is for her to be here. Like, I don't know what time it is out there. It's got to be in the middle of the night, right? Or it's got to be at past midnight over there. And I know I'm up all night, right, doing my research and everything. And I'm thinking about like doing a show with somebody, pretty charismatic person with good energy, right? And like I'm trying to think about putting some shows together. And so as soon as I get Yardbird or StreamYard or whatever it is, right? Um, once I get that rolling, then I'll be able to do some shows with the guys, and have people up on the panel and all that, and then be able to have like different types of shows, where people can relate to other people, and because this channel is not about me. I mean, when I started this, right, it was really Tom and I together, and so I think I had like 80 subscribers, just from having friends, right? But like, Tom was my friend, and we would just have conversations on here, and really it was just recorded us just talking on the phone, and we just agreed about so many things that it was just a good little show, and people like to tune in, and so that's how it really started, And now I don't even know. It gets stuck at like a certain number for like months, and then it goes up 200, which makes no sense to me, you know. So I don't know how it works. But anyway, you know, man, I feel so blessed. I know that I'm definitely gonna check in probably with Tony today and go see what they're doing over there. And I'm definitely gonna check in with, you know, if any of you guys make a video, I'm gonna go over there and watch that, you know. And you know, I think we should support each other and like subscribe to each other. That way we can like form like kind of a web ring where if any of us comes out with anything, like we can watch our each other's stuff, right? So that way, if anything happens to our platform, we at least have that, right, with each other, right? But also, what's important is, oh yeah, and subscribe to Tony. You know, it's time to wake up and you know check out what he's doing over there. Exposing evil is hard. It's a hard job. I mean, being able to have that kind of energy, and you know, hey, it's a little rough. You know, it's going to be hard for your kids to listen to something like that. But you know what? It's going to protect your kids in the future because these people are animals out there doing evil things, and you can't. It's hard to fight a lion with a stick. You know, you need a powerful weapon to fight these people. You know, and so you got to be aggressive. But you know, and so you know, I would say we can form little web rings and be able to share information like that. But also, what's very good, right, is I want you guys to all email me at goodservant at the good ser- so no, it's good servant show at yahoo.com. That way, I could put you on my mailing list, right? To where if anything happens, right, to this channel, I can send out video email, right? Just in the email, and you could get it every day, you know, a 20-minute podcast, whatever. And then you guys will get that, and then, you know, it'll be just like it is on YouTube, except it'll just come in your email. And so, you know, we're not going to be able to tell the truth for very much longer, you know? Oh, is Zach here? I didn't see Zach earlier. I didn't see if Zach was here. No, I don't see him. Where's Zach? Unless someone else's name's Zach. But because I just met a guy named Zach, man. It was pretty. He's a pretty good dude, man. And but anyway, and so like I'm just feeling very good about like what we're doing here, and I feel good about what we're doing at other channels, right? And I feel good that we're like all like tightening it up, right, reining it in, and you know, um, it just is what it is, you know. It is what it is, and right now things are good. We're able to sell the truth and talk the truth, right? And that's good, right? But yeah, you're right. I mean, it's all part of the scam, man. But like, eventually, we're not going to be able to talk to each other in this kind of way on this platform, and so even in email, they control that too. But you know, if we can be on an email list with each other, that would be good too. You know, I mean, I don't know if you guys would mind getting a, you know, if I did a podcast like 30 minutes, you know, or whatever, and send it to you in your email. If this something happens to this channel, if that's something that you want, right? That then I'm willing to do that. You know, even if there's only 10 or 12 people on this list, right? There's more than that now, but you know, if you know, even if that's all there was, right, I would do it anyway. You know, I would do it. And so you know, I would just like to, so as soon as I get, I like I just got paid, right, so I could probably afford that Yardbird or Streambird or StreamYard or whatever, and then I can start having guys up on the panel and we can have like shows together, like do a show with Tony and Poncho Pete and Michelle X, and you know, like some big channels, you know, like people with big channels, and like have everybody in one spot, you know, so because that's what they want. They don't want us to get together. That's why they split all these truth groups up into like different, you know, different categories. Some people are flat earthers. Some people are into the transgender whatever stuff. Some people are into the hoaxes on the news or whatever. Some people are into health, right? And they don't want us to combine and be together, right? And so if we could get like two, three, four, good channels together, right? Like we've been doing over at Tony's anyway, But if we could get everyone together, right? That's good. Those are going to be good shows, right? That everyone can tune in to their person and be exposed to the other truths, because this is why they want all these truths separated, right? All these different conspiracies, they want it all separated, right? And so that we can't put it all together and realize what they're doing. They're hiding God, and they're hiding God because they don't want us to have our salvation. I mean, it's simple as that, right? It's as simple as that. And I'm trying to give Debbie S her. I'm trying to give Debbie S a moderator. Does she have? Do you have a? Do you have a? There you go. You should be blue now. Oh wait. Maybe I messed you up. Were you blue already? Yeah. Okay, so you should have. You should be blue now. But yeah, I mean that's the whole thing. Is that like I know some things are like. No, not pro transgender truther. Martin, what I'm saying is that there are like uh, certain truths out there about people being gender inverted at birth, right? And being part of like wealthy bloodlines, right? That are celebrities, right? They have it's a pretty deep truth, right? And see, just you not knowing about that, right, or not being familiar with it, right, means that like when we all come together, right, you'll be familiar with those different types of truthers too. It's a big deception that's woken up a lot of people. And so, Martin, I'd love to talk to you more about it, but really, who the best person would be is to have Michelle X on here, Michelle XX, or I think she has a channel, Michelle W. But go subscribe to Michelle XX, and or Michelle W, and she does so many good videos about that. So does Pancho Pete even. Pancho Pete does videos about that too. And so, like, not everybody talks about everything, and that's the thing that's crazy, right? Is that once you get everything together, you realize that people are hiding God from us. And Miss Brenda, oh, I had to throw you under the bus. Hey, you know what? Like, I found out that oh yeah, I was over in Pancho Pete's stream, right? And I know that Michelle's one of his favorites, right? And so I know Michelle, right? And so like I texted her, and she was at the airport, anyway, like trying to kill time. She travels a lot for her job, right? And she lives right out here, right near me. I've seen her. And so like, um, and she usually pops in here and like makes me feel good that she's in here, because to me she's kind of a big channel. It's like she's kind of famous to me. And so like I know that's just how I am with things. But anyway, so I texted her, and I said, hey, Pancho Pete would really get a kick out of you being over there. And so like she came out there to see him, right? And he was overjoyed. And it made me feel so good in my heart. Because he was talking to her about like some of the very first videos that she's done. And like it's pretty cool. It's pretty cool because Pancho Pete has been around for a long time. Pancho Pete's been around as long as anybody that I know. I mean, I know that it does take courage to expose deceivers, because you're really putting yourself out there to sound like a fool. I mean, I don't want to tell people the earth is flat. I mean, do you think I want to say that with my mouth? Or that, that there's people in Hollywood that are really men that we all look at as beautiful women? Do you think I want to say that to people? That's ridiculous, right? But you know what? We got to say what we got to say, because the truth is the truth, right? And what did Jesus say about the truth, right? He said he is the truth, number one. I am the way, the truth, and the life, right? But he also said the truth would set us free, you know? And, we got to be lovers of the truth. We have to test everything, test all things, hold fast to what is true. If we're not truthers, right, then we're not Christian. That's that's the way it is, right? Because if Jesus says he is the truth, right, well then you can go backwards with that equation, right? Then the truth is Jesus, right? So I mean, think about it like that, right? And so, if Jesus is the way, well, then the way is Jesus, right? If there's an equal sign in an equation, it goes backwards and forwards both ways. And so the truth is very important to Jesus, right? And that's why in the Gospels when he's talking, right, he always starts off with "Verily, verily, I say to you," right? Truthfully, truly, that really, really, this is the truth that I'm telling you. That's how he starts everything, right? He was like the original truther that was hated. Like he was telling them the truth and they wanted to kill him. That's just what the truth does, right? It gets people to hate you. And with God protecting us, nothing can go wrong, right? Because number one, um, God will protect me. And number two, if I do die, right, it's because God wants me to come home and be with Him. And I'm willing to do that, right? I'm willing to go through whatever God wants me to go through on this earth, right? Because I'm here for His pleasure alone, right? I used to think that I was here to achieve things, or that I was here to, you know, uh, uh, teach people something, leave a legacy, all these things, right? I have this much time left. I'm gonna die at this age probably. I gotta eat right and take care of myself, which I do, still gotta do, right? But like I used to plan my life like, well, I've achieved only this much, and I really, I should be here, I should be there. Like a couple of times I've lost it all, right? A couple of times I lost it all and felt like I've accomplished nothing in life, right? But but once I started to really love God, right, all of that stuff went away because it's not about what I do here. I'm here for Him, right? And this is all about Him. I'm going to move on to a life, to a place that's created for me, a kingdom. I'm a divine being, right? So are you, right? You guys are all divine beings that you're God's idea. Every detail of you was thought about by God, created. He knows every hair on your head, and He wants to spend eternity with you. That's what's going on here. The very, very top guy wants to spend all of his time in eternity with you. And so that's for anybody who wants it. And the only reason the road is narrow is because very few people are going to want it. And there's going to be some people that think that you have to earn it somehow. And that's not the right way to go. It's a gift of grace. And Jesus shouldn't have to share that glory with anybody, and He won't. He gets all the glory for us going there, going to heaven. Doesn't mean that we're not supposed to do right. It doesn't mean that we're not supposed to expose evil. We are, right? This place has got to be a good place here. And we're supposed to do our best every day to make this place great too. But there is a place for us. I'll see you later, Tony. Hey, you know what? I really appreciate you stopping by. And I definitely will be over there, even if just to listen. Maybe do some commentary later. Who knows? But I love you, man. And so I'll say this, because it's about time almost for me to go ahead and sign off, because I want people to watch these, and I want to keep them around 40 minutes so that people could, do them in bite sizes. But I just want to say I love you guys, and I want you to, really feel blessed today. And I'm just grateful for you guys sticking by me through everything. My health scare, I've had other issues that you guys have been there for me through, and I hope that I've been consistent in your lives too. I don't know why you're not coming up blue, Deborah, because I am trying to make you a moderator, and something is going on here that's not. I'll figure out what's going on. Let's see here. It's saying add moderator. Okay, you should be blue. So, but anyway, I just want to say God bless you. Praise Jesus for His sacrifice and His grace. and really, that love that I have is, it's real, and you can count on me. And so email me at goodservant@yahoo.com, and let's see about, joining a mail list. Maybe I'll give some of you my number. Most of you, I trust you enough to do that, and either that or my Skype or whatever, and, we'll be able to talk on a personal level. There's not that many of you. But anyway, much love. If you see Cindy out there, tell her I said hi. If you see Michelle out there, tell her I said hi. There's still a few people that aren't here. But, it's great to see you guys. I'm glad to see the people that came here. This is what I live for, is to really, this is my family. You guys are the people I could say anything to and you understand me, you know? And so, we'll see what happens. All right, God bless you. You have a nice day. Praise Jesus for his sacrifice and his grace, and have a good day.